have so many dreams. One day I'd like to have an academy where I can go and teach other kids.
Lawrence Kekana from Dobsonville.
I'm busy, but most people know me as Bonolo. Bonolo by birth.
My name is Dumela Polo. I am an Afro hair hairstylist, Afro hair educator, demonstration hairstylist, products knowledge trainer, and Afro Hair Salon owner.
Hi everyone, hi everything. My name is Unathi Ntagana. I am from Johannesburg and I'm a hairstylist.
When did I discover I can do hair? I think if I track back proper, primary school, it's safe to say, because all my pictures in primary school, I did my own hair.
Started 2004, Nikiwe shampoo. So from more, kinahana utlogela gardem and this 100 rand am fayona. It's something because udula kisaitiniks itlova mathat.
How has hair changed from the time when I was growing up until now? I think for me, I would say it really has not changed that much. The only thing that I can say is that it's more modernized and more current and more, what's the English word? More to the times that we live in.
I think one of the things that I would honestly love to see change is a growth in the Afro hair industry. That's the first thing. The second thing that I would love to see, not just a growth in the Afro hair industry, I would love to see Afro hair being no longer like an Afro hair thing. It's just how Africans look, and the world gets it, and we get it, and we don't even have to have Afro hair stories and journeys. It's not a taboo, you know. It's not a taboo. It's not something that you have to over explain, you know. It's something that's actually just, it comes naturally.
I think hair has changed in a way that now there's more options than just relaxing your hair. We have more options now to wear our hair as it is than we did before. Back then, I think we didn't know that there's other options. There's the option of leaving your hair as it is. Now it's like it's lit now. Everyone just has a creative space on their head.
Do I connect with clients' emotions, energy when I do their hair? Yes, I do. I think it's very important for any stylist to be able to connect with the person that they're working with their hair, because I believe, and I believe science also says so, that a person's roots and a person's spirituality and a person's being is in the nails and in the hair. So this is your crown. So it is important for me to understand you and really create some sort of bond and relationship with you before I can actually start working on your hair.
I definitely think hair is spiritual. So what I've done here, I've actually done a spiritual piece, and I'm literally trying my best to finish as quickly as possible. I definitely think hair is spiritual. As you can see, what I've done here, it's a very ancient look. The beading that I've done, it's almost that golden type of gold. And this is, it's indigenous to Central Africa, you know. And the actual texture of gold, you know, it tends to be like this color at its rawest. And this is who we were as Africans. And for me, naturally, I see hairstyles in visions when I'm sleeping at night. I dream about hairstyles. For me to actually do this hairstyle, it took so much out of me. I have been ignoring this hairstyle for a long time. I was like, no, I can't do it. What am I going to do? I'm not going to get time to do it. Until I eventually said, you know what? If I'm not going to wear it, I have to find somebody who's going to wear this hairstyle. But yes, it is spiritual. It's historical. It's who we were as Africans. And it's who we continue to be.
I believe hair is definitely spiritual, because hair for me symbolizes the physical strength and the being of a person. It is said by ancient history that, you know, we are all connected. A person's DNA is usually found within their hair, and so I believe that it's strongly spiritual.
Yes, hair is very spiritual. So like I can compare it to like a plant, right? So hair is spiritual like a plant, in the sense of it thrives where it's taken care of. And when there's a certain vibe that you feel, certain plants will like hold back or like go back in their shell or whatever. So that's what we feel when you're scared, your hair, you can feel the back of your hair like coming up, like just.
Wana mirir ntutuleletse ngata patience. Ya kwa ipilo inyana ukasiluki mo mirireng. The patient is the best, then what la cool.
Is that if you're not your true self, you're going to harm yourself. Because whenever we have not worn hair at its truest, which is in its most natural state, it didn't grow long, it didn't become shiny, it wasn't beautiful. And the other one was, it taught me that there's spiritual blessings and anointings for who you truly are as a human being. And honestly, when I started wearing my hair natural, that's really when my life started opening up.
Oh my greatness, what lessons have hair taught me? One of which is patience. Patience, because I make an example. You find someone comes to your studio and they say, I would like to do 4 locks that are knee length. And let me tell you, you will learn how to be patient when you're braiding someone and you're doing 4 locks or you're doing long maxi micro braids. That's the first thing I'd say it has taught me, patience. And secondly, it has taught me kindness. You know, I say kindness because sometimes you would have a client come to you and their hair is not looking so great, and you have to find a way, you know, to speak to that person and say, I would like you to perhaps use this kind of oil.
Hair is definitely art. I do agree. I mean, I'm doing art right now on my head. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm just creating as I go. And yeah, hair is art in the sense of every decision you make to make that hairstyle look that way that you want it to look, that's art also. Like, even if it's simple straight lines, for you to find those lines attractive, it's art.
Style ki art, dry curl ki art, any style ki art.
Well, I absolutely think hair is art. I mean, can you see the piece that I'm doing right now? This is not a hairstyle, this is a piece. This is a piece, this is an expressive piece. This is an ancestral piece for me as well. This is for me to say, we remember who we were and we're not going to let it go. But it's also to say that I have conversations with my ancestry line. I'm comfortable with it. I am accepting of it. The art side of it for me, as you can see, I'm doing modern techniques here, you know, which is the mixture of cornrows and natural hair and the rings. And this is my personal style as an artist. So I always make sure when I'm doing anything whatsoever, to bring out my personal style, you know, and that's the artist in me. And the beautiful thing, I'm ever so humbled, you know, and Tembi knows this, I always tell this to my clients. I'm ever so humbled to have my clients wear my pieces, you know, and to want them, let alone just to wear them, to want them.
How does hair relate or connect to African royalty? So in the ancient days, hair was used to symbolize, you know, someone's background. It was also used as a measure of, you know, your social status. It was also used, and hair was also used as a form to say how fatal is a person in terms of like childbirth and things like that. So it, for me, I think it really plays a big role in ubuntu betu as abantu abamnyama.
Also with me, I know there's a few clients, Amakos Nabo. I can braid them, and I also have a lot of gifted clients that only prefer that I touch them. So I think that's my little validation that, you know, I've royal some.
So I remember when I think I was probably like 18, and I said to myself, Dumi, why are you doing hair? Why are you a hairstylist? And what is the reason? What is the visual art? What is your intention in the visual art? And what is going to be the direction of your visual art? You know? And I remember saying to myself, there was a friend of mine who used to call me Nubian Queen. I think I was like 20 something at that time. And I didn't even know who I was. Sometimes people know who you are before you can even become. You're just, Nubian Queen, you know? And I asked her, what does Nubian Queen mean? And she said it means African Queen. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, okay. My dad used to call me Queen when I was a child, you know. And I remember my mom was like, don't let anybody call you that. And you know how moms are. They just, if they fight with your dad, they just fight with everything your dad did. But my dad saw something in me, you know, and he saw royalty in me. He saw that my child has an essence of queendom in her, you know. And it's one of the loosely used terms nowadays. We talk to each other as Africans. Hey queen, you know. But African culture on its own, it anoints. It bows when we greet in royalty. When we greet in anointing. You know, we see you, and it's very important for us to see you. You know, and as a royal, when you walk into a space, it's important for the people that are around you to even acknowledge that you're there, to see you. You know, so for me, one of the things that I found that I couldn't almost vocalize and be like, guys, we used to be kings, Africans. We used to rule the world. We were Moors, we were Nubians, we were Medes. We ruled and we controlled Africa, we controlled world trade. We still control world trade to this very day. The only difference is that the economy that is still trading in the world is just not in the African hands. So we still have that blue blood. We still have that royalty. And for me, when I do African hair, it's always with an intention to remind African women, you are a queen, girl. You are a queen, you know. And that's one of the qualities that I don't have as a typical female, is to try and maybe take the room. For me, I'm always trying to share the space, and that's part of me sharing my queendom, to say, look, you can take some of my crown, you can take a jewel out of my crown.
I have so many dreams. I really, one day I'd like to have an academy where I can go and teach other kids in Wele, and not just any other kids, but kids that are in the LGBT community. Because in as much as the world says, oh no, we're very inclusive, this, that and the other, it's all a lie. They're not inclusive. I still, in 2021, have to fight for my space at any given table. So I'd like to start an academy where I'll have everybody from all walks of life that are, you know, members of the community, and show them love and nurture their talents.
I want to add on other techniques, but I know I only enjoy braiding. Even when people ask me to twist, I don't like twisting, specifically just because I enjoy braiding. I don't hate twisting. I don't hate doing anything with my hands. I just enjoy what I enjoy, which is braiding. And in future, I want to not only braid, I want to also teach other people. I think braiding is a very, very, very good skill to have. It's like driving. No one can take it away from you. Once you know how to do it, it's like very good to have, especially for like maybe single dads, people that work on ships, South Africans in other countries where they don't find black hair salons. Yeah.
Always about self. You know, if you're at war with yourself, you cannot be at peace with your world. And that's why I've made sure that her hair is healthy, her hair is seen as it is, and she sees herself as she is as well, you know. And finally, I think it definitely would come from my mom. You know, my mom taught me a lot about hair, and that's why I've just brought in my essence of who I am. And she always taught me that, look, make sure that you treat it as it is, you don't break it, you take care of it, you know. That's just my final inspiration, and just modern art.
Yeah, and give advice or no by school, be patient. Then but like told and try by batla.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's sweet.